one live show in the world, West Coast Potluck Podcast. Coming to you from Big Studios in Compton, California. Featuring radio personality Super Steve Flores, comedian extraordinaire, that dude Johnny C, and Mr. I'll Do Anything for a Buck, Mario 81. So throw your dubs in the air and let's get ready to potluck!
Yo, what's up? It's Tuesday night, and it's time for the number one live podcast. It's the West Coast Potluck Podcast, coming to you with show number 61.
61. That's
61.
61's good.
Yeah, hell yeah. Last week we had Dave, the King of Mexico, from the world famous K-Rock, producer extraordinaire. Great show. You can go back and check that out on West Coast Potluck Podcast, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and also on Local Music Experience.
Oh, yeah, Local Music Experience every Wednesday, 8 a.m., 4 p.m.
That's when you can hear this show as well. And today we have some cool guests, man. I've been doing the Michelada thing for a minute now. Just to, of course, pat myself on the back. I created
the incredibly successful originator of the Michelada Rumble. The first, the original, the best still. But, you know, there's some biters out there, but that's fine.
But it's cool. Hey, there's room for everybody.
Yeah, you know, just like AC Alone said, you don't think I know my styles are good for the biting? Like,
hell yeah.
You gotta have those little ones though.
You do. You have to. You have to have the bigger ones, little ones, whatever it is.
Sure.
We got our flavor. They got theirs.
That's right.
But I've been seeing Michelada companies come and go. We have some of the OGs that have been in the game for a long time. Ichimix won the original first champion of Michelada Rumble. They're still doing it. And you've seen them evolve. The first time they ever came out there, they came with the cup, mariscos and stuff. And then they started doing the pineapple.
Sure.
And that shit took it to the next level. But now it's changed. It's changed quite a bit. And the game is different. It's just not about the mix. It's just not about the marisco. Now there has to be another level to it. And these two guys, I've been messing with them. This year was the first time they came to the first Rumble in June, and then this last one, and then we took them to Indio to do the Tamale Festival. But they have a different approach now, because it's more than just the mix. It's gear, it's social media, it's video, it's a brand. I forgot what someone said. Someone said, "I'm in the fight game, but I'm in the fight business."
Sure.
These guys aren't in the Michelada game; they're in the Michelada business.
Sure.
So I call them young guns of the Michelada world, and they're just taking it to the next level, and you can see it in their presentation and what they do on site. So I'd like to welcome Jay Botanas and Gabriel from Lime Drop. Welcome guys to the West Coast Potluck Podcast.
Hell yeah.
Thank you guys for having us too. This is sick. I'm honored. I know he's excited too. So thank you guys.
Nah, man. And like I said, you know, when you have, and this is not just about Micheladas today. What I also want out there is the people that are trying to create their own business or do something. You know, it takes work.
Definitely.
And I wanted you guys to come and tell your stories as well. As like, I mean, I know you guys have been grinding and put the time, and like we're at the festival, and it's 7 a.m. cold as hell out in Indio, and we're out there setting up, and they're setting up, and they're getting their shit, and they're running to the store and coming back. It's a grind, but there's that, you know, the gold at the end of the rainbow, sort of thing, you know.
Absolutely.
So whoever. When did you start, Jay Botanas, when did you start your first?
Oh, man, dude. We started back in April last year, 2020 is when we started. We started in 2020.
Right as lockdown
right
started.
As a pandemic, yeah, man.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I wanted to keep drinking. I wanted to keep going out and do things, you know. I'm like, but you can't do anything, you know, during the pandemic. So that's when we started. We started during the pandemic.
Gabriel?
We started April of 19. So we're going on 3 years.
Sure.
It's coming April.
Nice.
Yeah.
3 years. Did you guys automatically want to do Michis? How did that come about? Like, did you see someone else? Did you just enjoy them, and then you're like, you know, I can do this better? Because that's how it turns out, right? It's always I can do it better.
Yeah.
That's how. I mean, regardless, that's how everyone starts.
That's what 90% of people say. Like, my mix is better. I want to start something. So my story is, I had a regular job. I was a driver for like a big company called Shred It. And I was just struggling, paycheck to paycheck, just trying to figure it out. And my back would was against the wall. My parents were always tripping at me because I was just blowing money on dumb stuff. And one day,
That's good.
Yeah, so I started thinking. I put two and two together. I'm like, I love to drink and have fun with people. And every time I go to parties, I'm always making people drinks. Yeah. And I love to party. So I'm like, maybe I should bartend. Maybe I can make money off of this. One day I went to work. There was a bartending college right down the street. So I tell my homie, I'm like, hey, let's go to bartending school. And everybody laughed at me. So I went to bartending school 2 weeks. I learned how to make adioses, like crazy drinks, you know, like Long Islands. But I'm Mexican. We don't drink that. We just drink palomas, micheladas, just the simple stuff. So I went to bartending school, got my little BS certificate, got home. On credit, I ordered a bar. And then I immediately started doing mobile bartending.
Oh, nice.
Right?
Dude, you got that entrepreneur just thought, like locked in. Like, I'm not going to go get a job.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck would I get a job? I'm going to start a bartending service. You know? Like,
hell yeah.
That is.
Because I love to drink.
That's a different kind of mentality. You know what I mean? Like, that there's, of course, I thought the next step in this story was going to be you got a job bartending. It's like, no
way. Dude, it's crazy. My mobile bar, I put it on a credit card, right? Because I had no money. It was $300. And shout out to my homie Gabriel. He's a barber. He hired me for my first event like a week later, right after I bought that mobile bar. I charged him $120 for 4 hours, and I left that party with like $500 of tips.
Hell yeah!
And then that's when I said I'm not stopping. Like every Saturday, like if I could make my paycheck in 1 day off of tips, just making amazing drinks, just going all out for the people at the party, and then not only that, it helped my business take off because every party I would do, it would keep me humble and it would connect me to
somebody else.
50 to 100 people at every event. So every event I went to, I gave keychains, stickers. I try to make sure I talk to at least 40% of the people at that event. Yeah, like it was my goal.
I'm going to cut to the end of the story right now. You're going to be very successful, young man.
Appreciate it.
I don't care if it's in Michelada or whatever you want to do.
Appreciate it.
You are going to be very successful. I'll tell you that right now.
And that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not just the Michis anymore. There's the stickers, there's the keychains, there's the hats, there's the whole, marketing of it. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, man, there's a fucking shit ton of Michelada vendors out there. Yep. And you wanna know, I can barely tell the difference between them. Sure. There's some that do stand out because they do something a little different. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But for the majority of them, and here's another thing, the majority of them already have fans. They already have their fans rooted. Yep. So you're not really gonna steal anybody. But you can steal someone when you give them something and they see something and they're like, oh shit. You know what I mean? Something that triggers the mind.
Right. Yep, definitely.
It's like when people say, like, OnlyFans. Like, all you got to do is you're a chick, just get naked on OnlyFans. You know how many women are out there trying to do that? There's a gang of them. And a bunch of them aren't making any fucking money. And it's not because they're not hot or not. It's just because you got to have something else. Or whatever, timing, blah, 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 all those things. The point is, it's not that easy to just be like, I'll just start some shit. Now I'm fucking, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an independent business person. Like, fuck no.
It takes work.
Yeah. Woo.
That's dope, dude. That's a dope story.
That is dope, man. I'm fucking fired up right now.
How about yourself? Come on, Jay. What's up with you?
So I started in 2020. I started in March in 2020. Like I said, I wanted to keep drinking with my girl. I wanted to keep drinking with my friends, my family. I wanted to just still be united, during the pandemic. Yeah. And we wanted to just keep sipping, but we started making these trays right here,
This is crazy.
So this right here is a classic Modelo Botana. Basically what it has is 6 Modelos topped with Tostilocos. So after this one right here, we started blowing up with 2 more ideas. So then we started doing one with the fruit, the one with ceviche mixta, one with tostitos. So with hot Cheetos, so it just kept going. And it got to a point where I started delivering these things during the pandemic. I started going to Ontario. I started going to Wilmington, Whittier, wherever people wanted me to go. Yo, I'm taking these. Yeah. And I have 2 sizes. So I have this one right here, the 6-pack, and I have a 12-pack. So it's a way large tray. Yeah. But once they get to your house fresh and you bring this to your parties during the pandemic, it just kept going. Everybody wanted one of these.
Yeah, you're stealing the show at the party like this.
Not only that, though, but Latinos, we weren't stopping partying, bro. Right? I was even when this shit was hot, when this shit was when the pandemic was lit on fire, I was seeing people in my family and shit, they're still partying in the back, baptism. Oh, hey, tia got sick, but fuck it. Everyone parties damn. I'll tell you one thing, Latinos didn't give a fuck. They kept partying.
No, we didn't.
If I was gonna have a party with 10 tables, I would want one of these as the centerpiece of every table.
Ooh, there you
You
go.
know what I mean?
That'll be the
Have to
spotlight
have
right there.
Shit.
Because that's the
People are
thing,
like,
you know, that Latinos be taking all the centerpieces from the party. A centerpiece worth taking home, dude. You know what I'm saying? At least we're fucking it up there. Shit.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. So I was delivering these, and then I had people pulling up to my house and just picking them up. I remember one time, it was during July 4th, people were just picking them up, but I had a line literally outside my house of people like, I'm here to pick up this, I'm here to pick up this. I'm like, damn, like, it's crazy, like, it's really blowing up. And that's how I started. I started with this, and then we started just making more other things now, like our own meat mix, our own rim paste. And that's how you stay, different in this game.
The rim paste really hit hard this year.
Yeah, it did.
The rim paste, like,
During the pandemic,
Yeah.
actually, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
the rim paste hit huge.
People love
Like,
that shit
damn.
right
So
now.
this guy's pandemic, this guy's rim paste, like just making it be that the texture that he has. I don't think you guys have tried it. The texture that it has, the fact that it's not dripping all over
Sure.
everything, like this presentation is crazy. And I know the work he puts behind it. Look at the rim paste. Like I make that stuff, so I know how difficult
Right,
it is
should
to
be
get
like
this.
sliding down
Right.
right now.
Yeah.
This
But
is
you
like
know
an
what? The
important-
crazy part is there's some people that like that watery shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
like
know.
it thick.
And I don't know why.
my products, dude, my rim paste, we started making them really slimy and thin. And then we were sending them to Arizona and hot places, and they were just melting in the desert, right? So then we switch it up, we make it way thicker, and then my emails start blowing up like, dude, I'm in the East Coast, like I need it to be drippy because it's cold.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, we can't even get. We can't.
No, we started making different batches, like which
East
one's
Coast
gonna,
batch.
which one's gonna be thinner, which one's gonna be way thicker. So you can't please everybody, like
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of the business,
We
though.
have a region. You got your regional paste. You know.
Yeah. East Coast
You gotta-
pace,
yeah,
West
yeah.
Coast pace.
You gotta have it region by region.
Do you guys like it when it's when the paste is just slimed all over the cups?
I don't, because it gets all over the place. It's,
Yeah.
okay, it's on your fucking badass shirt, because you want to look nice, especially at the Rumble, you want to look
It's
cool.
on your badass shirt.
You know what I mean? Like, it gets everywhere.
Yep. So my team agrees with that. We hate that. I'm sure you do too.
Yeah, we do, definitely.
And how many customers tell us like 50% of people want it to be all over?
Yeah.
A lot of people want to
Chicks.
be on.
It's crazy.
Chicks want to lick
Yeah.
the fucking cup. Because you know
Yeah.
what? And I'll tell you this. Over 50% of it is just for photos.
Sure.
They want to
Yep.
get that slime and lick it and put it on their Insta, put it on whatever they have, their TikTok.
Put it on their OnlyFans.
Yeah. Hey, don't
After
give
you
them
said that, after you said that in my mind, I saw all the times at the Rumble I've seen girls licking the cup,
And
and
taking a
I
photo.
never even thought about it until you said. I was like, that is exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
That drippy. Yeah.
So some people like it drippy. So I like it nice and thick, and especially now, the thicker one works with like the seltzers. Because the seltzers got hot, and then I remember I was doing during the pandemic. I went out to our boy High C's show that he had at this bar illegally, of course, outside, but it was outside, and I wasn't selling anything and I had mix and stuff because everybody was seltzer. Seltzer's like fuck it. I cracked one of the dips. I gave some away, and after that, them shits were selling hot because the chicks were like, "Oh, this mango on this shit tastes bomb," and I was just fucking selling
It took
dips.
off.
Yeah, and people love that shit. People love that shit. Chicks love to lick rims, bro. That's what it is, bro.
Lick rims.
Yeah, I'm counting on it.
Yeah, and then wait, guys do too. You see a guy over there all licking it, and then he'll look around, make sure no one hit it.
The good thing about these rims is that there's a bunch of flavors now, brother.
Yeah.
Too. There's tamarindo, watermelon, mango, lime,
Yep.
whichever one you want.
Yeah, I knew some cat that came out with like way too many though. He had blueberry, peach.
Get outta here,
And when you go
Yep.
too far, it sort of hurts it because now you have 500 blueberries and no one ordered it.
Sure.
You know what I
Sitting
mean?
around.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yep.
Well, let me ask, because there's two different interesting stories. You got one, like, he started with just his own mobile, like, you want a six-pack, I'll do this up, and now you have these party trays. By the way, how much does a party tray like this cost?
So this one right here will cost you roughly around $45-$50 normally. This
Okay.
right here.
And is that with delivery?
price.
That's
four
with,
of them.
that's not with delivery. Delivery is still different.
Depending
$100.
on where you're going.
Exactly.
So you go from that. How do you go from making your own your trays now to actually getting into the mix? Like where do you like? Hey, I want to make my own mix for my rim, and you kind of created this whole new texture to it. Like
So this rim, it's made from home. So it's original. It's everything.
This is love
that,
right there.
Yeah, right there. And then from there, so we just branched off and started making our own meat mix now too. Clamato is one of the main ingredients, but what you add in there, it's like our own secret thing, especially in the Hispanic culture. Everybody does their own meat mix different. And that's how we started. So now we just do the trays, and then we started doing our own miche mix and our own rempes. And I think that's what keeps us very unique, to be honest, you know?
So you make all the stuff from home, or is this all outsourced to a company made with your ingredients?
No, all my stuff is made from home.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
So
still
that
working.
home vibe.
I'm still
Okay.
working.
Wow.
I know that grind too.
Yeah.
It gets hard, man.
Man.
When we first started, I remember when we first started doing the Michelada Rumble, like the first one, I think we had 3 original mixes. Everyone else had Clamato. We had fucking out of the park pizza. Like it was just crazy who was out there. Northwoods, I think it had Northwoods or Norwoods. So it was like a bunch of people that had restaurants that were doing it. So it wasn't even a mix.
What is Northwoods?
It was a bar in Norwoods. It's a bar in the valley, and he was making his own mix for his
Gotcha.
bar, and he came out and did it. He won one of the Michelada Rumbles.
That's dope.
And then a pizza parlor, they were making their own mix, so they came out. And then we had a couple guys that had like, I think Durango was there, Michi Mix 1. And again, a lot of them used, at the time, Clamato as the base.
Sure.
And then they would go in and then, you add, whether it's lime, pepper, whatever the fuck it is,
Yep.
dude. They get crazy and they add all kinds of crazy shit into it. And it was cool, but it was crazy to see the evolving, how it evolved. And then now you have guys that go out there, Michi boys, and they do their own. And you have, it's blown up, dude. Every single time that we put out, hey, Michelada Rumble here or there, whatever, you have hundreds of people like, hey, how can I get in? How can I get in? It's like,
Yeah.
yo, man, it's like, we only have so many spots, bro.
Yep.
And there's so many rules now, health departments and stuff. So you have to have
Oh,
certain
yeah,
paperwork and
yeah,
shit. So it's
yeah.
like, and a lot of these guys, but the cool part is they always ask, like, how can I get it? I mean, I've had guys be like, yo, my goal is to get to the Rumble. How can I get there? And we tell them, hey, this is what you need.
Yeah.
And they get there.
And you guys are more than helpful.
We try to be.
Yeah, you guys are definitely helpful because I was clueless going into it, and even I remember he was like, damn, what do I need? And you guys step by step, right? Like,
Yeah, man. I kept calling him, and I blew him up probably
Yeah.
5 times a day. Like that led into the Michelada Rumble a month before. I'm like, dude, hey,
Yeah,
how
but
do you do
you
this?
guys
How
are
do you do
great
this?
though. Big help.
Yeah.
So
And here's the thing about them. See how they're 2 different companies, but yet they help each other out?
100%.
That's what we need.
What is that fucking called? The opposite of what that is called famine mentality, where you think there's only so much, and like I need to get all of it for me, as opposed to thinking the other way, where this is the thing that it's exploding. Like the Michelada, the landscape of Micheladas is fucking growing exponentially all the time,
Yeah.
and there's more than enough room. Like let's do this together and take over this shit instead of like let me stab you in the back over pennies. You know what I mean? Over nothing.
I think one thing that Gabriel and I agree on, because I see this guy a lot, like on the weekend too, like at pop-ups and things like that. And one thing that we could agree on is that there's room in here in this business for everybody to grow and everybody to eat.
Absolutely.
And that's the same way, the same mentality that me and my business partner have. You're not going to become a millionaire off of one event. You know what I'm saying? Or 1 year or whatever. You have to build it, and we've been building it. And like I've always told these guys and everyone else has been there, you're the star, man. The Micheladas are the star of it. It's called Michelada Rumble.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So we're here to help.
Yep.
That's always been my mentality from the days of K-Rock when I had the ability to help some of my friends. And I put on, somebody was asking or wanting to do stand-up, and I had the ability to do it for him. Ray, my boy Ray. And I put the show on. I put a show on because I had the ability to do it.
Yeah.
I had my boy up, Josh and Ramon. They had a bar that they worked at, a slide bar in Fullerton, and we put on a couple shows.
That's
and
super cool.
we made it, and then we did art shows. My boy Matty Boy wanted to do art. So where you can, you should. You should help out as many people as you can, man. And I think that's the one thing, unfortunately, that Latinos, like you said, sometimes it's not even about the hate, but we're just afraid that there's not enough for everybody.
Sure.
But there is.
There is, man. There is.
And I've gone and supported, other Michelada festivals, Michelada Throwdown, Michelada. I go to them and hang out because I don't get to hang out on my own.
That's cool.
So I want to go and chill and do it.
Yep.
And then seeing these 2 cats being opposites, being in essence, you are competition.
Sure.
but yet still saying, cool, we're competing, but we're competing to make that bread. We're competing to become successful.
Right.
We're competing to take our families and put them on that next level. And I think that's the one thing that we've lacked within our Latin community and just in general. I don't think it's about race. I think it's about, where we are, like, as
Where you've come from and all of that. Yeah, absolutely.
you know what I'm saying? And we need to help each other.
Yep.
And it's refreshing. That's why I also wanted to invite these guys on, because I seen that. I seen
Sure.
them, no matter where they're at. Like this past weekend or 2 weeks ago, Gabriel goes out and buys coffees, and he's giving Jay's coffee with him. You know what I mean? It's like they're homies. They're almost like on the same team.
Yeah.
Yep.
And in reality, we are.
Right.
And we're just trying to be successful.
It's like different NFL teams.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
as much as they compete against each other, like we're trying to make the NFL great. Like
Yeah.
Yep.
and we all go.
You know what's funny? When I sell my products to stores, before the pandemic started, the products were booming, right? Everybody was going into liquor stores, drinking, buying our products. So I kept going to liquor stores, and I would tell them carry other brands. So I would sell them a batch, and I'll be like, carry this brand. My enemy, not enemies, but like my competition, brands that I didn't even follow, be like, carry this guy's brand. Every store I would tell them to build their section up of micheladas, because when you go to these stores, to these cool liquor stores, they have like never-ending craft beers,
Yeah.
Right.
and different brands. And so if I'm trying to grow the michelada business, and I'm trying to help him grow, you grow, dude, it's just gonna help all of us, because
Right.
we're just gonna keep growing the section at that store. So
Yeah.
that was always my goal. Like if I'm gonna get in, I'm gonna try to get in 3,
Yeah, you're
4.
not trying to be the only one.
No,
because
I love micheladas, and if I'm out of town, I love going into a liquor store and seeing 4 or 5 options.
Sure.
I love that. Yeah, yesterday.
It's the fucking right way to do
Dude,
it.
I was in Seattle and I saw Baja Michis up there. I was like, God damn, these fools got all the way up here.
Yeah,
I was at the liquor store. I was like, shit.
yesterday I was in I went to the Rams game yesterday. Where was it? And it was in Arizona. I was in the stadium and I seen somebody pass by with the Señor Michi's cup.
He's been at the Rumble.
So they sell his product in the stadium
That's wild.
at the Cardinals game. That's so sick to me.
Hell yeah.
I started plotting. I'm like, I'm about to go to every stadium.
You want to know why? Because that tells you it's possible for your
Yep.
product to make it to that level.
It's so crazy what you just like with about representation and all this, where you see something and then it wouldn't even enter your mind. Like you went to that game and we're not even thinking about, I should get me my micheladas in here. You're just at the game
Yep.
and you see that someone did it. It's like, oh fuck you can do that.
Yeah, it's
Like I was
crazy.
like, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna
crazy.
have mine at the Rams stadium. Like you get your shit in there.
Yep.
Yes, that's huge motivation. Just seeing things like that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Big plays like that. That's huge motivation for sure.
Yeah, I mean we've had companies come from Texas. We've had Ready Mix from Texas, Senor Chilada. We've had him in Arizona, and when we went to Arizona, he was one of our hosts and helped us get into the radio stations out there, and came out and did a live samples for the radio station and stuff. So big shout out to those cats too out there in Arizona. We'll be out there next year again.
So how do you go from mobile bartending to Michelada Mix?
So another funny, crazy story.
Good.
Yeah, I was online one day trying to buy empty bottles, right? Empty glass bottles, and I came across this page. They made products, right? Different types of products, michelada mixes. So this guy was selling. I don't remember what he was selling. It was like a different product. It was like a margarita mix or something. And I emailed him, can I buy wholesale of bottles? He's like, yeah, sure, stop by. Tells me to stop by at 2 p.m., right? I show up. I waited for this guy like 4 or 5 hours. Yeah, he wasn't replying, but I was on a mission to get these bottles because I had no other options. I didn't know that you can order them online.
Sure.
I didn't know anything. Waited for this guy. He pulls up. He's like, oh, shit, I didn't know you were waiting for me, whatever. Go into his warehouse. He thinks I'm buying pallets of boxes, right? And I'm tripping out. I'm seeing everything he makes. And I tell him, let me buy 1 box of 12 bottles. And he's like, this was 3 years ago, right? I'm like a goofy kid just trying to buy empty bottles. And he's like, I don't have time for this. Like, I'm like, how much do I owe you? He's like, just take them.
Like,
And
get the fuck out of
yeah,
here.
I'm over here trying to give him $1 or 2 for each bottle. Yeah, so I remember getting home, filling them up. They were sold the next morning, and I remember messaging him, damn, I sold all 12 bottles quick. And he wouldn't reply.
He's like, get the fuck out of here. I don't have time. Like, I sell pallets. I don't sell a box.
Yeah, so then 3 weeks later, stop by again. I'm like, I need 3 cases of bottles, right? He's all like, hey, why don't I just start making your products? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I was scared, right? Like, just when you get something manufactured, you add preservatives. It's not homemade anymore.
Sure.
It just takes away I don't know, just takes away like the value of the product to me.
Sure.
Well, but sometimes people don't see the big picture that. So I was struggling to make 30, 40 bottles at home. So now when you do sign a deal with a manufacturer, you can create never-ending amounts of product at a lower rate and start, just putting it into every liquor store. So that's how I met that guy. Like, he saw me go from having $100 in my pocket, to like blowing up the brand, and then now picking up pallets of product, and it's crazy.
That's such a good story. This fool was like, man, he gave you the first 12, like, leave, and it's only because you sat around for 4 hours. This fool's like, fine, take these bottles and get the fuck out of here.
Steve would have left after fucking 2 minutes after 4, whatever o'clock he was supposed to be like, fuck this. I'm not waiting.
I'm punctual, bro. I like that shit on time. I like that shit on time.
But you know what, though?
It shows you the willingness and what you were gonna do because you wanted to be successful. You wanted.
You knew behind that door was what you needed.
Yeah.
So however long I have to sit here, that's how long.
And it was
I'm
my only option.
Yeah.
It's the only option at the time because I didn't know that this existed everywhere else. It's the only and when you're faced with that, that's where sometimes it makes or break you. You leave.
Yeah, people get discouraged.
You leave. You're still making 30 bottles at home, bro.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's the reality.
Absolutely.
You leave, you're still making 30 bottles at home. You stayed. Now look at you.
Yep. I feel like I always manifested a bunch of things that have happened.
Oh, talk that talk.
Yeah, I've waited for this guy hours, like early on. I was picking up 12, 15 cases of mix, and there was companies picking up 4 or 5 pallets, and just loading up U-Hauls, and I'm over here like in a little bucket trying to fill up my car, and then, just trying to stay humble and just trying to like get to that level. And thank God, like we've slowly grown the brand, and it's all been great, honestly. And the manufacturing company that I have is amazing. Like, they help me out with everything, so it's crazy.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So it's still the same company from the beginning who's doing your stuff now?
Yeah, from the very beginning. Yeah, I never changed.
And you want to know something,
dope.
man? You see him giving it back with advice, with Jay, helping each other out, and that's what we need.
Like, I was helped,
and not
so
just
I will help.
And not just Latinos, man. Like anyone,
everybody, sure,
everybody, bro. We just need to help each other, man. It's the haves and the have-nots, man, and the have-nots. We need to start helping each other. Yep. To get to that point where we all have.
Especially when it's like stuff with like information.
Yeah.
Like, you got some information, they need some information, cough it up. Like, what do you mean? Like, come on. Someone had to tell you, I can tell them.
Yep.
Come on.
I plugged him up with our good buddy too, right?
Richard from Michelada.
Yeah. And I'm telling him to
he told me him. So he did the Tamale Festival in Lake Paris. That was the first time he did it, right? I think that's
no. I did the Michelada Rumble in Paris.
Yeah, in Paris.
Yep.
And that's where he met Richard, and he's like, you know what? He's like, here, hit him up. He's like, his stuff is bomb. He's like, dude, he'll manufacture stuff. A week later, I hit up Richard, and he met with me that same Monday. As soon as I hit him up, he's like, yeah, let's talk it up. He saw my stuff. He liked it. He's like, I could do it for you. And he's like, the quality might not be there, just like he was saying, like you might lose some quality. He's like, but trust me, he's like, it's gonna be way better than you making this in your kitchen. And I was like, bro, 100%.
He has to do it.
Yeah, he has to.
And shout out to Rick.
Yeah,
Rick's a cool ass dude, bro.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He started off with the world famous Michelada mix, and then him and his partner split, and he was out of the game for a bit. And he's like, Steve, I'll be back. And he did Agua Chelada, which is a green mix, bro.
Yeah,
stands alone. And the cool part about him is that no matter who hits him up, whether it's these guys, Michelada, La Nalgona, it doesn't matter who it is, he's willing to give that information and help you out.
You got a question?
Yeah.
I'm here to answer it.
He has it. And he's not like, well, you owe me or you did. Nah, he's like, cool. This is what you do. This is how you do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he wants to see the success, because in success breeds success, man.
Right.
Yeah, that guy, have you tried his Bix? He has a green, just imagine this, but the liquid is green. It's a.
I did. They were at the Michelada Road. They were at the
I
did. Yeah.
So green's my favorite color. So I always go to liquor stores and I always buy his mix. I love his mix. because you can use it for different things. You could even use it for tequila. And I called him a few weeks ago, and I'm like, hey, I got a collab, you know, like I need my label on his green bottle. So he's like, yeah, let's do it. And so our plan is St. Patrick's Day, like a green theme. I'm gonna try to have a party with him, and because his mix needs more exposure. It's amazing. And if I can help him, I am, because his product is great, and he's a great person.
When you stepped out of the lane. You know what I mean? Everybody's in this Michelada lane. It's like, all right, I'm doing that kind of, but over here, and it's like, that needs some help.
Yeah, it does.
Needs some exposure.
But every time everyone's tasted, they love it.
I'm drinking this.
Oh, you going for one of those?
There we go. John is about to.
There you go.
Hector out there, crazy inspiration.
So, when did you start making your mix and realizing, hey, J Botanas is gonna, this is where I'm putting my ducks?
So, we started in March, and we had our very, very first pop-up event in November. At the time, we still weren't making the mix yet. At the time, we were just doing aguas frescas, at the pop-ups, bringing beer and topping them off with some rim on top. We weren't doing that yet. The Miche mix probably came this year in January, around my girl's birthday. That's when we started making our own mix and things like that.
Yeah.
Of course, it was trial and error. So before we started putting it out there to people, to customers, we're like, no, we got to keep doing that at our parties. We got to keep doing it at our friends' gatherings. We got to keep doing it at other people's parties, just to see what the reaction is. And I think I want to say maybe in March of this year as well. That's when we started pushing it out more to the pop-ups and things like that. And then from there, we just started growing it up more. And now it got down to where it's a tea now. Everything's scientific. I need this many Clamato bottles, and then I'm gonna put this much of this and this much of that. So now everything is done to a T, And recently, at the Michelada Rumble, he brought a great one. He bought the cucumber one, and we started doing something like that. And I'm like, bro, this is fire. This is a great idea. But just like you were talking about, he's here to help everybody, so we're here to help each other. You know, and if he brought something like an idea like that to me, I'm like, dude, I could probably just grow on your idea as well, And there's always gonna be love. It's like no hate. So that's how my next Michelada mix maybe come out. It's gonna be a cucumber one.
That's really good.
No, thank you.
No, it's just
everywhere. It's everywhere. But
it's just
I don't want to see it
good.
on the OnlyFans, brother.
It's just good to hear people like Gabe in helping other people out, and not and not even just waiting to be asked, going ahead and just giving you information. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of this, bro. That's again. When I was doing this, a friend of mine that used to work at K-Rock with me wanted us to do the activation at the Indio Tamale Festival, and they were at Michelada Rumble, and he's like, "Yo, Steve, can you give me 5, 6 Michelada vendors and bring them out?" And it's hard to choose because there's been people that have been with me forever. You know what I'm saying? That have been always down. But and then I was like, you know what, man? I talked to Rick, because Rick's been at every single Michelada Rumble. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, Steve, wherever you go, I'll go. You go Arizona, I'm there. You're going to go Fresno, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I said, you know what? I hit him up. I said, who can you recommend? Because it was hard for me to choose, so I was like, I'm going to see who he says.
Sure.
And the first one he said, Lime Drop. Then he said, Jay, Nalgona, Oso. All these guys, I was like, all right. And we hadn't really, spoke, because I don't really have Adrian, and Adrian was the one that deals with the Michelada vendors for the most part. I'll go by and say hi and stuff, but then now I'm seeing myself like, you know what, I need to connect with these guys more so. And I really got to connect with everybody, especially at the Indio Tamale Festival, and that's when I was like, I got to bring these guys on, man, because it's a different. Back in the day, you had some haters. You had some people that didn't want to share, or that were like, I was the first one. I'm the first one that did this. I'm the one that did that.
This is my mix.
Yeah.
I do it this way.
Yeah. And then now it's just like, you know what, man? Seeing this is refreshing, and having that great attitude. And like I said, Gabe's like, hey, man, I'm helping you out whether you want it or not, in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
He was, I'm just going to give you info. What you do with it is up to you then.
It's crazy that anybody would try to take ownership of any kind of Michelada stuff. It's like no one invented this shit.
No.
This has been here,
Yeah.
So everybody relax on the this is mine, this is
You can have your twist on it.
Right.
You can have
Right.
your flavor.
That's your
just
thing.
just like craft beer. There's hundreds and hundreds of them. There's
Coffee,
yeah.
all the rest of the shit. It's like, no one invented it. Easy.
Yeah.
You're putting your little spin on it. That's cool.
Yeah, your name and stuff, and it's all marketing.
That's all fine.
It's all
But
marketing.
to claim any kind of ownership,
Yeah.
is like, well, get the fuck out of here, man. Come on.
I
I
did
think
come
it
up
blew
with the
up.
first Michelada Rumble though.
So
yeah, shout out.
So tell us, Johnny,
That's completely different.
as you're sipping away, can you describe
I'm gonna grab one,
some kind of taste, the texture? Tell me, what am I
It's
missing
like
out?
The best, like when it's like fresh chili mangoes.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like fresh, like that. Where you go? That's what it is. That's what. As soon as I was like, oh man,
Quality.
chili mango. I'll take that.
so for
Why don't you
those,
grab one, bro?
I'm gonna get one right now. So for those at home, I mean, are you still making these? Are these still made to order?
Yes, we are still making these.
Where do we go to Where do we slide into your DM to get one of these trays?
So you can follow me at jbotanas.com right there. .com. I'm tripping at jbotanas.
I was gonna say, yo, what?
I know, right? You can order them there. Just send us a DM. Let us know what tray you're interested in. You know, we got the 6-pack and the 12-pack, and I do have a menu on my page as well.
Oh,
So
hell
that
yeah.
way you can see
I saw
exactly
like
what you want.
the sour punch straws.
Yeah. So we got
That
candy.
looked like
Oh,
the shit. I was like, I need to get some of that.
He's talking about the fruit botana, and that one we put candy on top
that's
too, and then
right.
we put candy on the beer too. That one's fire. That one's really fire.
It looked like
How hard is it to get the chips to all stay?
It's a beautiful presentation. I took pictures of it before we moved it, but as everyone has grabbed cans, the chips are still.
Stay.
They're
It
still
is.
in
This is an
place.
incredible presentation, man.
You guys should see how the cucumbers are structured under the chips.
It's like
There's like a
perfect.
support
like,
structure under there. And
Nothing falls to lick.
I take
These
it
are
back.
bomb,
I
bro.
take it back from blaming the girls because I want to lick it too. You know,
Yeah,
I keep licking it. You know, I'm talking all this shit about licking it, and the first thing I did, and I was like, oh shit, I forget there's a camera right there while I'm fucking licking on this fucking can.
But yeah, you could. People could definitely still order these. A lot of people order them like for like family gatherings and parties, and like you said, like at all the Mexican parties from the centerpiece, everybody takes them. But yeah, they're so dope, especially at parties for the just like
Like
the
that's
tables.
the only thing with this is you have to tell everybody. Drink these. Like this is not just this is
No,
not
no,
just for
I-
looks. You know what I mean?
I don't think you have to, bro. People will grab these.
It looks so nice that
No, it
like
does.
if you told me when we put this is just display, like this isn't for eating, I would be like, oh, all right, like I get it, you know, like that's how good the presentation is. But
See my boy Gabriel right here, still marketing.
Yeah, I ain't want to
over
be
here.
rude. I'm sorry, but I gotta post it on the story with the.
Gotta
fuck
get
yeah,
it on there.
yeah,
No,
of
do
course,
your thing.
man.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Get it.
Hustle on the hustle.
at the Michelada Rumble, you go by his booth and they're playing cornhole. He's giving away product. He's giving away merch. You know what I'm saying? And when we started doing bigger Michelada Rumbles, we were giving people a 10 by 20 for them to use for whatever
Yeah.
else they wanted. And you got guys like him that are doing that kind of stuff. That
Taking
making it
advantage of the
interactive.
space,
Yeah,
sure.
making it interactive and bringing people to your booth. And that's what sets you apart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the experience.
Yeah, just like before, you know, you had guys like Michi Mix One. What set them apart is that they had that piña. Everybody wanted a
Sure.
piña, a carved out piña with everything in it. It's like her line was huge, bro, crazy. Like we had to fucking every Michelada Rumble, we had to figure out where we were gonna put her because her line was just too.
Was she
fucking
the first
crazy.
one to start doing the things off of it and all that stuff?
I'm gonna look at the first one that I noticed.
Sure.
Because they were the first ones to do it at the Rumble. Were other people doing it? Probably, I don't know.
Yeah.
But the first ones at Michelada Rumble?
I remember
yes.
the first time I saw that because people do that with like Bloody Marys and stuff too.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's never been done. But
Yeah.
I remember the first time I saw that where it's like the cup is like right here, but the drink goes to
Yeah,
right
that's
there. It's like what? Like what is
Yeah.
going on
It's just
right
crazy.
now? It's like how much did that cost? $60? Like
Yeah. And then now people just like, you know what I mean? It's all about just adding and making it go crazy. Like this right here, man. Like him bringing this tray. I mean, it tastes bomb, dude.
Appreciate that.
And this paste does taste legit, dude.
Appreciate
this shit's
that.
the shit.
That's a tamarindo one right there. That's
Yeah.
the OG one, man. That's like
It's
the
such a
very, very
good
first one that came out with.
And it goes good with the
combination
beer.
too. With the chips and the shrimp and
It's
the
so thick.
cucumbers like that.
She thick.
By the way, I just had one of the chips too. That shit was fucking. Yeah.
Shout out Tosti Locos, right?
Shout out Tosti Locos.
With the cueritos and everything, bro.
They need to sponsor me ASAP.
Get on it.
So you now with you get to the to the distribution. How far are you going as far as your product? Like where can we find your stuff at?
So the farthest we are is, I always say, like West Hollywood, and we go as far as Ontario. So we're pretty small right here in just southern Cali.
Dude, that's a good portion of LA. Like that's a good.
Thank you. Yeah,
that's a lot of territory.
Yeah, we I try to do like one city in one store in every city. Like if I can get like Century City, one near Melrose, one in the Valley, one in LA, and I have several in southeast LA. Yeah, that's where I'm from.
Yeah.
So where do we find you at on the Instagrams and find? I mean, can we order product through you as well, or do we only go to these stores?
No, so we ship worldwide, and our website's michiboys.com. We have a bunch of products. We sell merch. We sell Michi mixes, candies. We do all sorts of stuff. I was gonna bring you guys more stuff, but I woke up 10 minutes before I got here. So
He also does a habanero candy.
We have extreme heat, extremely hot gummy rings.
Gummy, right? Yeah,
yep.
man.
So those are taking off right now. Yeah.
That gummy spicy.
I wish I would have had them here.
That shit's spicy as fuck, bro.
Yeah. One of the guys did
me.
one at the Indio, and he was like coughing. I was like, "Fuck, I can't handle this shit." I was like, "I'm cool, bro."
Yeah, I'm
Fuck.
good. That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like a good time whatsoever. But as far as these products, though, I mean, they taste great. I mean, I'm excited to see people have these fucking trays just like lined up. I mean, how now with pandemic kind of lifting, are people now picking these up for like Christmas parties right now? Like
Christmas parties, and it's always somebody's
the
birthday.
postada, like I mean,
Hey, bro, we don't need an excuse as Latinos to fucking.
It's like
drink.
I want to have a thing so I could get and not just one, like a bunch of
Yo,
them.
you're gonna have to get at least 2 of the 12ers,
Yeah.
24 pack at least.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we were talking about it earlier. With the whole Vicente Fernandez thing, how he passed away.
Rest in
that,
peace.
R.I.P. So my grandma was like, "You should make me a botana. Like you should just make me a botana. Like I just want to chill, listen to some Vicente." And I was like, "Yeah, for sure. Like I'll make it." But it's so dope, with things like this during the pandemic, because it actually helped. It helped me a lot. It definitely helped me a lot. And my girl, she's like a big integral piece in this company as well. Because without her as well, like this company would not be where it's at. So shout out to my girl as well.
That's dope.
Hell yeah.
My girl, you've seen her at the Pablo. She's out there hustling too with me.
His girl puts in just as much work as he does. So
if I'm awake, she's awake. We both go to sleep at the same time, and we got a son too. So we're grinding out. Keeping the family thing and everything. And yeah, so when these came out with the what I like is that we could do different trays with different type of chips, different types of beers. It doesn't have to be Modelo. It could be Ultra. It could be seltzers. It could be anything.
Give me Estrella Jalisco.
There you go. Shout out Estrella.
You know what? Let me say something real quick, man. Mad respect for you shouting out your lady, bro, because a lot of people don't.
And wouldn't give her the credit.
Nah, man. No, for real, dude. That mad respect, bro. And I fucking applaud you right now. Because you said, you know what? I'm going to be real. And she's just as integral as me.
Yeah.
And we need to prop up our women, bro.
Oh, no, for
we
sure.
We need to prop them up.
If I had a mean girlfriend, I would be running Hollywood. You know what I mean? I don't have, you know what I mean? If I had a hot, mean girlfriend to make me do this shit I don't want to do, I would be running
They
shit.
push you, bro.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm missing in my life right now.
Hey, ladies. He's a mean, hot-ass chick.
Make me do what I need to do.
Yeah, exactly though how he shouted out his girl. All our brands have people behind him. Mine is my mom's, my little sister, and my girl too. I want to give them a shout out too, because without them, my brand would be nowhere. So
and there you go, man. And that's the
definitely.
thing.
You're right.
Yeah, giving people that credit that need it. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And I like to thank myself. I like to thank the woman that's behind me was my mom, bro. Because being a Latino and growing up, and when I told my homeboy I was gonna be on K-Rock, and fuck yeah, right, whatever. And my mom always used to tell me, bro, make sure you rest in peace. She always say, you're gonna do what you want to do.
Damn, that's dope.
And my dad would be like, go get a job. My dad, he was born here, and he worked, as a city worker, and he made his money. He took care of a family. He did that, and he wanted me to sort of follow in his footsteps because it was secure, and it was something that there was no chances of not making it.
Right.
And they're always trying to protect you, but she would always be like, "Nah, bro, you do you.
Yep, that's
You
dope.
do you. I gave up my dreams for you to live your dreams."
Who, your mom would say that?
Yeah, because she came from Mexico.
That's dope.
And she gave up her life there to come here. And then she
dope.
met my dad here. So she goes, I gave up my dream for you to dream. So I was like, fuck. So how could you not fucking dream, bro? Yeah. So all you fuckers out there, your parents left Mexico for you to dream. They left their dreams. And for the people that think that we're just here fucking around and doing bullshit, we're not. We're here dreaming.
Johnny is.
I am
We're
dreaming.
here
No, I'm
dreaming.
dreaming though too. You're right.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're right,
Johnny's
you're right,
dreaming as
you're
fuck.
right.
Your mom and dad did it for you, bro.
Hey, as a parent though, like, how do you if you see your kid continue to fail early on, right? What do you guys think about that? Like, what type of advice or what would you be telling your kids to do if your boy or girl just kept failing at whatever they were trying?
You gotta keep trying, bro.
Man, there's no fail.
Yeah.
I don't believe in failures either.
There's no fail.
Yeah.
It's just a lesson learned.
Yeah.
There you go.
But I come from my parents. They try to stop me from doing the Rumble. They try to stop me from doing everything, but
Because they're
they have
scared
that
for you.
mindset.
No, they're fearful for you for you to not succeed.
And
Yep.
I know, like, my parents didn't have the luxury to fail.
There you go.
You know what I mean? They had
Yep.
fucking 2 kids. They're fucking teenagers with kids. Like, they didn't have the luxury they had to do fucking, stay
Yep.
there and not even think out. They have the luxury to think outside the box. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like,
And when my dad was telling me to do the easy route, I tell you right now, as soon as I became Super Steve of the world famous K-Rock, the first person to wear my button, the first person to talk about me was my dad.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Super
May he
dope.
rest in peace as well. So you have to succeed, and your success will change their narrative.
Sure.
So you have to, in essence, bro, and I know this sounds crazy sometimes because we're really respectful of our parents and everybody, you got to put the blinders on and not
Yep.
care what even they say sometimes.
No, you're right.
Because I'm going to tell you one thing, bro. This life is yours.
Yeah, you're right.
When you're dying, your parents aren't going to be there no more. When your life is being lived, they're not there. They live theirs. They made their choices. It's time for you to make your choice. And
Yep,
your
you're right.
success will change their mind and their narrative.
Yeah.
And then now you're changing the narrative for your future generations. So now you know what you went through and the success that you had to battle for. So when your children are coming up, now you're going to push them to become what they want to.
Right.
You had the opportunity to be and to do what you wanted. Now you have to give them the freedom to become what they want to become and support
Gotcha.
them all the way.
Got you.
And, like, failure, I've always, like... What the fuck was I just thinking about? I totally ran out of my...
You got it, Johnny. You got it. Failure.
Oh, no, I got it. That. Nope.
No, failure, bro, is not failure. We're climbing a mountain, bro. And that is just the way you couldn't get up. You come back down and you find another way up there, bro.
Right.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You're not failing. You're just learning what not to do.
Sure.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? There's no such thing as failure. Like Johnny said,
Yeah, no,
there's
you guys
no
are right.
failure.
I tell everybody too, make mistakes. You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
It's better if you make them on.
The way I think is like people are gonna talk, but they're on the sideline because they're scared to get into the game.
Sure.
So it's not a failure, you know.
It's never a L. It's a lesson. That's what it is.
Yep.
And not only that, though, but those people that are afraid that are on the sideline, bro, with every success you have, it gives them that much confidence to get in the game.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Oh.
And whatever they're doing. Because they might not tell you, but when they see you succeed, they start thinking, I can
I
succeed.
can do something.
Yeah, definitely. Anybody
I
can.
remember that. So there is a power. There is a power in starting off bad at something and then getting good at it. And through
Yep.
through failing over and over, like skateboarding, so like whatever, but failing over and over and over again. And then when you finally are good, like just that feeling translates to the
Yep.
next time you're trying to do something, you're like, I suck at this. And it's like, well, I remember when I sucked at skateboarding, but I'm
Yep.
good as fuck now. And so like I can be bad at something and get good at it. You know?
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
And it's like in Dune, that Paul Atreides' first lesson was that he could learn. Like that was the first thing they taught him, is that you are capable of learning. And once you're
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
oh shit, I can learn shit, I can
Hell
do
yeah.
shit,
Hell
like
yeah.
that. You know?
Yeah. Once you can accept it, like he's saying, once you can accept it, anything's possible, bro. You know what I'm saying? I became Super Steve of the world famous K-Rock because I willed it in my mind. And I wanted it. Now we got the #1 live podcast
In the
every
world.
Tuesday night.
Facts.
The West Coast. We're doing this shit, dude, in the city of Compton. We're coming
this is
together.
great.
And we're fucking having our friends and we're exposing people to new people. You know what I'm saying? And we use this platform to bring people on and just talk and have a great time, dude. And you know, fuck.
You know what's great about this industry, this whole Michelada Rumble, is that we're all there for one thing, and that's just to party and have fun and make sure everybody around us is having a good time.
That's it.
You know, everybody, our whole team, our whole family that attends these events, you know, and all of our customers for sure. We want to make sure that everybody there is having a great time.
That's what it's about,
You know?
bro.
Because like in and around your booth,
Mm-hmm.
if everyone's just like in there like, "Meh,"
Right.
that was just a walk by. I don't think come get your shit. Like,
No.
Yep.
why would I be interested in whatever's going on here? But you walk by and there's a party.
Yeah.
And everyone's in there right. It's like, yeah, whatever is happening in here, I
Yep.
want to be a part of this. I
want some of that.
I want to be a part of whatever's going on in here.
We turned into a cultural event, man. We have a custom car show. We have folklorical dancing, mariachi music. We have a music component. We have the baddest Michelada companies in all the country.
Wrestling.
You know what I'm saying? We have lucha libre. It's Southern California culture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is.
That's what it is. Southern California culture. We might not have invented the Michi, but we made it what it is now.
Sure.
Every single one of these guys. Because you go to Mexico now, they'll be like, how do you want it made? Like, we do how you make them. You know what I said? I go, you can't make them like we make them, homie.
Yeah,
But just make them like you know how. You know what I'm saying?
You want to make it how we make it or how you make it?
That I had that in
That's
Mexico,
funny.
bro. I was like, dog, you can't make them like we do. But just make them the way you know how.
Yeah,
you
you
know
why
what I
don't you
mean?
make me a TJ
Yeah,
Michelada?
hell yeah. But yeah, man, like success, bro. And we've had multiple people on here that have, you know, Alvis that you know, he's successful in the sense that he lives off of making music. We have Ephraim, same thing, man. He's in some of the biggest bands that he used to fucking watch, Voodoo Glow Skulls, you know, Death by Stereo, Manic Hispanic, and these guys. Just, you know, with failures came success. With failures came, you know, knowing that you really want it. When you fail and you can overcome a failure, you can overcome a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying, in your life.
Right.
Those failures make you strong, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just like lifting weights. They always say, hey, work out till failure, because that's when it makes you better.
Sure.
Makes you stronger, you know? So you keep pumping. You bench 300, fail at 301.
Yep.
Sure.
Because next thing you know, you're going to fail at 305.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
You got to keep pushing, man.
Gotta
You
keep pushing.
the
Keep
envelope,
pushing.
Definitely.
Push the envelope. And these guys are pushing the envelope. Not in generally in just making the mix and making the micheladas, but in the way they market it, in helping each other and making this a community that is welcoming and people are wanting to get involved in.
Sure.
And that's what I seen, and that's why I was like, hey, we got to have these guys on because it's just a different attitude.
Yeah, I'm
and
fired up
refreshing.
right now. Let me
Yeah.
tell you. I'm fired up too,
And-
Hector.
And
Let
the
me tell you
Michelada,
right now. I'm
and the
fucking
Michelada game,
fired
you know,
up.
definitely changed. You know, now it's not just about here's a micha, mix your beer, you know, a little garnish. Now it's different now. It's like you put the whole micha, you put the rim, you put this, you put something on top. Now you got to put ceviche on top, or you got to put some aguachiles on top.
I was like,
you
I
know?
wanted to taste the aguachiles, and I didn't ask him for any. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn. I saw him like keep serving it and shit.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to get some of that. And I just, you know, you're there and you're doing shit, and I was just like, I'm gonna have to hit him up next time. But yeah,
Yeah,
it looked
definitely.
delicious.
Yeah, it was really
fire.
good.
It looked fire, man. And like I say, that's why I invited these cats on today. Again, you are inspirational. The way you guys do business is inspirational. Now let me tell you what I'm learning from you. You're inspirational, guys, because you're willing to help someone else. And you're not even on the top yet, but you're still willing to help someone else on your journey to get to the top, and that's inspirational, man.
Thank you.
That's motivational. That's motivational to make me think, who else can I help? What can I do to better my community, to better my friends? And I'm not just talking about Mexicans, bro. I'm talking about people around me in general, my community in general.
Yep.
And I let you guys know from me that you guys are inspirational and you guys make me think, what can I do to better the people around me? Thank you.
Sick. No, thank you.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
That's it. That's why we have them on.
Yeah, I'm
Appreciate
fired
that.
up.
Gabriel from Lime Drop and Ray from Ray Botanas, bro. That's why we brought them on, because they inspired me to look within myself again and be like, what am I doing and what can I be doing? Because these guys are helping each other out, and they're still grinding to get to the top, but still helping.
Hold on, I think it was a line drop at the very end of the very last rumble. Did you find your sign?
Never did.
Ah, boo!
What happened?
Someone stole his sign.
Oh, really?
At the end of the
I
night,
think
yeah.
probably somebody clipped it off and just tossed it to the trash or something.
The one that goes on top? Which one?
Yeah, the long one, the one that said lime drop, Michelada rumble, and then Estrella.
I'll get you another one. We'll get you another one.
Oh, look
That's
at that.
easy. That's it. We'll tell Ray, hey, we'll tell Raul, hey, do me another one saying black. Yeah. A lot of people collect those, man. They keep them. I talk to somebody,
Yeah,
like,
you know
hey,
what?
I got
You're
like
right.
all the ones. I got all the ones that
You're
I
right. Probably somebody took it as a
has it.
souvenir. Yeah.
They do. People take that.
That's a
kind
good
of
way of
stuff.
looking at it too.
Yeah.
I was like, man, we had a good event. Let's get out of here. My girl's like, no, we're gonna look for it. You know? I'm like,
We'll get you one, bro.
I'm like, this is embarrassing. I've seen this guy like
Hey,
three times.
You guys see my sign? It's a big sign. You guys see it?
You put them up in your garage or wherever, you know what I'm saying? People
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
people
you're
like
right.
those. This guy has a couple in here, like the Lucha Libre ones, Michelada Rumble this way. He has a couple in here. I used to collect them too
Steve
for a
walked
bit.
in the first time and was like, where'd you get this? Fool?
Yeah.
Stealing
You know
this
where I got
fucking
it
event?
Yeah, and I've kept a few, but after the years, you know, you keep it like, damn, homie. But yeah, bro, we'll get you one.
For
We'll
sure.
Get you one. Yeah, that was your first Rumble. For sure, you got to have the first one. But thank you
Hell
guys
yeah.
very much. It is the West Coast Pop Lock Podcast live
That's us.
every Tuesday night, the #1 live podcast in the world.
In the world, you can check us out also Wednesdays at 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. on the Local Music Experience. Download that app, support our friends.
And it's free.
It is free.
Next week,
And you know what? I forgot. I was all caught up with all the excitement. I do have one announcement.
Let's
what
hear
is it?
Make sure you check out The Rock's live feed come time.
The Rock?
The Rock on the 21st. He's going to be...
Dwayne Johnson.
The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, is going to be live chatting via his tequila company with his rap artist.
Whatever.
That,
Yeah.
and they're going to be performing live while they talk to The Rock here from Big Studios.
From here?
From here.
You guys are going to be talking to The Rock.
From here.
I'm coming. I'm talking to The Rock.
but The Rock, he's not going to be here.
No, they're going to talk to
no.
her on the computer,
Oh, okay.
and I'm going to come hijack the whole thing so I can talk to The Rock and become friends.
Hell yeah, that's dope,
So
man.
that's awesome.
the 21st
Yeah.
on The
Hell
Rock,
yeah.
4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
You're gonna be dropping the people's elbow in this bitch.
The Rock's going to hear the word Pig Studios. You know what I mean? Like he's going
Yeah, he is.
to hear those words, man. He's
Damn.
going
He's
to
gonna regret
know
it.
what that is,
He's
but
gonna
he's going to know what
regret
it is.
Yes.
Fucking sweet.
And next week we do have the Tamale Challenge with James Duenas.
I don't know if it's
here.
really a challenge. But,
Well,
you know.
yeah. we did it last year. We got tamales from all the fast food spots, and we tried to figure out which one was the best one. And last year, Wiener Schnitzel won. But this year, we're doing just Del Taco, right?
Yeah.
Because they have 3 or 4 different
Well,
flavors
because
of it.
Wiener Schnitzel won because everybody else just tried to make a tamale, and it was like, all right, this is a shitty fast food tamale. Wiener Schnitzel made a shitty tamale, but put chili and cheese on it. And
I made it 10 times better.
I was like, oh, this is the shit right here. Because they weren't.
That sounds good.
You know what? They weren't trying to make traditional tamales. They're like, fuck that, we're gonna make a Wiener Schnitzel tamale. It's gonna be the shit, and it was.
And then
good.
because they heard our podcast, Del Taco now
These
is making
motherfuckers
like,
got chili cheese tamales now too, because they heard
they
our
have,
fucking
they have
podcast.
4 different flavors.
Yeah, they heard our podcast and they were like, we got it.
They have 4 different flavor tamales, so we're gonna do
damn.
those. We're gonna do those next week. I think one's a ranch one. Like this is
Oh,
all kinds of
God.
Who
That
Taco Bell?
No,
Del
Del
Taco.
Taco.
Del Taco.
Yeah, they have like 4 different flavors.
I went to El
and shit.
Pollo Loco today. I almost got a tamale from there, but I didn't.
Hey, dude, they also got pozole now.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder how bad
I
that
don't
is.
know.
They have pozole where?
At Pollo Loco now.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy chicken.
Yeah, it is a crazy chicken. Okay.
That's crazy.
But once again, it's the West Coast Pop Lock Podcast, the #1 podcast every Tuesday night. Thank you, Julie, for the love. Love you too. And Jay Botanas, Lime Drop, Gabe. Thank you guys for coming.
No, thank
you
you
for
guys.
being
Thank you guys for
inspirational.
having us.
Thank you for you guys for what you do and for helping each other out and helping that Michelada family and community out. Thank you very much, guys.
No, thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
How it flew by.
The #1 live show in the world, West Coast Pop Lock Podcast. Coming to you from from Pig Studios in Compton, California, featuring radio personality Super Steve Flores, comedian extraordinaire, that dude Johnny C, and Mr. I'll Do Anything for a Buck, Mario 81. So throw your dubs in the air and let's get ready to pop love!